Hello and welcome back. So I found out recently that either the master or the slave cylinder in my car is failing. I have a 2007 Hyundai Tiburon 2.7 liter V6 5-speed. Rather than troubleshooting which one is failing, I figured I may as well just replace both and know that they're both good. But before I throw the slave cylinder in, there's a simple mod that a lot of people have done to it in order to improve the gear shifting. There's a tiny restrictor in the slave cylinder that makes the gear shifting feel smoother, but wears up the clutch faster than it should. This restrictor is found at the cylinder inlet, and it's just a simple plate with a spring attached. Just drop that out and you're good to go. Today we're going to be changing the clutch slave cylinder in my Tiburon. So to begin, we are going to start by draining the clutch fluid out of the reservoir and cycling the clutch until there's no more fluid left in there, just so it doesn't drip all over the place. So let's get started. Now that the reservoir is drained, we can attach our bleeder hose to the slave cylinder. Right there. And then we can bleed it off. You can see I have the hose hooked up to the bleeder valve on the slave cylinder, going into a bottle to catch it. Now all I gotta do is pump the clutch. Now the fluid should be pushed out, so I can take my wrench and close that bleeder valve. Disconnect my hose. Mop up the excess that came out. Okay. Now let's pull out that old slave. Holy crap. Holy So as you can see, I have the old slave out, and in this Banshee bolt I got 2 copper crush wires, and they sandwich between this piece. That bolt goes through there, crush washer goes in there, then slave cylinder pins into that. That creates a seal on both sides. And this banshee bolt has a hole in it that lets the fluid pass through from the reservoir into the cylinder to push the piston to engage or disengage your clutch. Pretty cool. So let's put the new one in. First, I'm going to put some anti-seize in there, just for lubrication. Right there. Like that. Now let's put this banshee bolt through. Loose for now until I get it in place. Found a seashell under there, or a snail. That's weird. Okay, let's get it in here. Yeah, so first thing, I'm going to put this retaining bolt in. So I got the banshee bolt and the retaining pin in. Now, I'm going to put the bracket and the mounting bolts in. Now I gotta tighten up the banshee bolt. Just like that, brand new slave cylinder. Now that we have the new slave cylinder installed, normally we can go ahead and fill up the reservoir with fluid, but I'm going to be working on changing the master cylinder as well. See if I can get that done tonight. So this is the master cylinder, the new one that I got. Got a little gasket here. This bolts onto the firewall. That's where the hard line goes to. That's where the reservoir goes to. This goes through the firewall and connects to the clutch pedal. So that when you press the clutch in, it actuates. And it will cause the hydraulic fluid to circle through and activate the slave cylinder. So here is the clutch pedal. And that right there is where it attaches to the master cylinder. That big white piece of plastic. My new one's black, but we're going to change the whole thing out. So let's get into it. Okay, so now we got the old one out. We'll take it over to the workbench and set the distance on the new one compared to the old one. Okay, now that we're on the workbench, we're going to compare the distance here on the old one and set the new one to that exact same distance. And I'm going to use my digital caliper for that. And of course, the batteries are dead. Hang on. Okay, new batteries. Let's give this a shot. So, the old one I have 50.96, it's called 51 mils. The new one, I got 52, so we gotta bring it down by 1 mil. Should be about 1 spin. Okay, 50.82. Not too bad. Now let's go throw this new one into the car. Okay, now that we got the master installed here, we got to do underneath the driver's seat and get the pedal attached. Oh yeah. You can kind of see it hanging there. So we're going to attach that onto that pin with a washer and a cotter pin to hold it in. First, I'm going to put some grease on there just to lubricate it a little bit. Okay, as you can see, I've got some grease and it's sitting on the little pin, and there's a plastic washer and a cotter pin to hold it in place. Now, if I push in the clutch, it goes in and out. So now we can fill the reservoir with clutch fluid and start bleeding a clutch. Okay, I've got the same setup as when I was bleeding the fluid out. I got my bleed line, my catch bottle, hooked up to the bleed valve on the slave cylinder. I've got a jug of .4. It's good for Monday. And pour some to the reservoir and start pumping the clutch. And there we have it. We got both the slave cylinder, master cylinder, and all brand new fluid in there. So we should be good to go for a little bit. Thanks for watching.